It was a summer afternoon like so many others in the quiet town of Fairfield, Connecticut. The streets hummed with the distant laughter of children playing in nearby parks, blending with the rhythmic chirping of crickets under the golden warmth of the sun. Nothing seemed unusual, just the kind of peaceful monotony we rarely appreciate until it's gone. I'd spent my morning near the window, sketchbook in hand, lost in my usual drawings. My family often teased me about my tendency to disappear into my own world, my deep green eyes always intensely focused on every line I traced, my unruly curls brushing against my face absent-mindedly. But that day, an odd sense of adventure pulled me outside, toward my friends who were waiting for me at the nearby park, our usual place for laughter, storytelling, and childhood secrets. "Don't forget your helmet," my mother called from the doorstep as I grabbed my bike. I responded with a mischievous smile. "I promise, Mom. I'll be careful." The warm breeze welcomed me as I pedaled down the familiar streets of our little town. Every house, every flower-filled yard, every sun-dappled sidewalk was a part of my world, a comforting backdrop to a life I loved. But sometimes, the most perfect moments hide the unexpected turns that change everything in an instant. I knew the intersection on Maple Street well. I had crossed it 100 times without a second thought. When the light turned green, I rode forward, completely unaware that a dark SUV was speeding toward me from the opposite direction, completely ignoring the red light. The driver, distracted by his phone, never saw me. And in a fraction of a second, everything changed. I didn't feel any pain. I didn't hear the tires screeching or the horrified screams of bystanders. Everything faded. A strange weightlessness took over. My body lifted into the air, light as a feather, before crashing onto the hot pavement several feet away. The peaceful hum of our small town was shattered by the panicked shouts of strangers rushing to help me. But I wasn't there anymore. At that moment, I saw everything from above, detached from my body, observing the scene with eerie calm. I should have been terrified, but instead, I felt overwhelming peace. And then, the world around me began to fade, replaced by a warm, radiant light pulling me forward. Something extraordinary was waiting for me beyond that light. Your name in our next video. Has my story touched you? I invite you to join our incredible community by subscribing to this channel and leaving a like on this video. And here's something special for you. If you want to be featured in our next episode and receive a personal mention before thousands of viewers, simply comment your name and city below. Imagine the moment, hearing your name spoken to our amazing community, a unique opportunity to be part of something bigger. Don't miss it. I can't wait to see your comments. I was floating, suspended in infinite warm glow. As I moved forward, a deep sense of comfort surrounded me, like a loving embrace from an unseen presence. There was no fear, only peace. The world I had always known, the world of pain, uncertainty, and everyday worries, had completely vanished. I was fully aware, but I was lighter than air, like a gentle breeze drifting across an endless sky. Slowly, the colors around me grew more vibrant. Indescribable hues filled my vision, creating a living, breathtaking landscape, as if I had stepped into a divine painting. I was no longer in the physical world. I was in a place of pure light and absolute peace. And then I saw a figure before me. It was radiant, filled with a love so powerful it erased all doubt and fear. Though I had never met this presence before, I felt as if I had known it forever. It had been waiting for me. Without speaking, its voice echoed within me, as if resonating directly into my soul. "You are here for a reason. There is something you must see." A gentle sense of anticipation filled me. I didn't understand what was about to happen, but I knew I could trust this presence completely. And then, everything changed. Before me, a new vision appeared. A world of divine beauty. Fields of shimmering gold stretched endlessly, intersected by rivers of glowing silver. Majestic trees, their leaves shining like molten gold, whispered softly in a light-filled breeze. But then, in the distance, shadows began to emerge. At first, they seemed small, but they grew, spreading like cracks in not otherwise perfect reality. A deep sense of sadness filled my heart. I turned toward the radiant figure beside me. "What are those shadows?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. With immeasurable compassion, the figure responded, "These are the choices of humanity. What you see is what happens when love is forgotten, when fear replaces unity." I watched in silent sorrow as the darkness expanded, overtaking once beautiful lands, darkening once crystal-clear rivers, and turning vibrant cities into ruins. But amidst the chaos, small lights appeared, brave souls resisting the darkness, spreading kindness and love. Even in the darkest moments, light can triumph. But it requires a choice. It requires faith. The figure's words struck deep into my heart. I understood. I had been shown this for a reason. I was meant to share this truth. The figure turned to me, its eyes filled with love and urgency. "Your voice will be needed. You are not alone in this mission." A new sense of responsibility filled me. I was just a simple girl, but I had been given a purpose far greater than myself. And as this realization settled within me, the light around us shifted once more, preparing to reveal something even greater, something that would change me forever. As the vision faded, I found myself somewhere new, a place that defied space and time. I was surrounded by not endless expanse of soft, glowing light. There was no up or down, no sense of distance, just not infinite presence enfolding me like a warm mist. And then I felt it, a divine presence, unlike anything I had ever known. It wasn't just around me. It was within me, flowing through every part of my being, filling me with a love so immense, so pure, that it erased all doubt and fear. And in that presence, I felt completely seen, completely known, completely loved. Then, through the shimmering light, visions began to appear before me. At first, I saw my own life, memories unfolding like pages of a book. I saw myself as a child, running through my hometown streets, my mother calling me in for dinner. I saw my family gathered at Thanksgiving, laughter filling the air. I saw the simple, beautiful moments I had never thought twice about, but now they radiated with meaning. But suddenly, the images changed. I began to see faces I did not recognize, people from different places, different times. Some were smiling, filled with joy and love. But others were lost in sorrow, consumed by fear and pain. And then the divine presence spoke. "Look, this is the truth that frees the soul." Instantly, the visions intensified. I saw kindness transforming lives, a simple act of love healing a broken heart. I saw strangers helping one another, their compassion rippling across the world like waves of light. And then I saw the opposite, people who had chosen fear over love, division over unity. I saw a world darkened by greed, hatred, and selfishness. And then I saw the words, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." John 8, verse 12. These words burned into my soul, as if they had always been written inside me. And I knew this was the truth. The divine presence spoke again. "Now that you know, you must share this light. But know this, bringing light into the world is never easy. Still, do not fear, for I am always with you." A wave of peace washed over me, filling me with a strength I had never known before. I had a purpose now, a mission greater than myself. And as I prepared to move forward, everything around me shifted once more, leading me toward the next revelation. Suddenly, I found myself standing on the edge of not endless horizon. Before me stretched a celestial ocean, its waves shimmering with light, its depths reflecting the infinite sky above. The radiant figure stood beside me once again, its presence filling the air with warmth and peace. And then, a vision unfolded. I saw the earth, beautiful, fragile, glowing with light. But then, that light began to fade. Darkness crept in, wars, suffering, division. I saw cities burning, oceans rising, people crying out for help, but finding only silence. The world was breaking. I turned to the figure beside me, my heart aching. "Why is this happening?" I whispered. With deep sorrow, the figure replied, "This is the result of the choices made by humanity. Every action, every decision shapes the world. Love can build, but fear can destroy." Then a miracle. Amidst the darkness, I saw small lights appearing. At first they were faint, but then they grew. I saw people choosing love over hate. I saw communities coming together, healing wounds with kindness and faith. "Do you see?" the figure asked gently. "Even in darkness, light can rise. But it requires a choice. And the world must choose soon." I understood. This was why I had been sent here, to bring this message back to the world. To wake people up before it was too late. The figure placed a hand on my shoulder, and its final words filled my soul. "Go back.
Tell them.
Let them see." And at that moment, everything around me faded, and I began to return. The light around me dimmed. I felt myself being pulled back. The world of divine peace slowly faded, replaced by a deep silence. And then I heard voices. They were distant at first. Then, louder, more desperate. Hands were touching me, shaking me, calling my name. And then I gasped. My eyes opened, and the world rushed back in. I was in a hospital bed. Machines beeped softly beside me. And my mother was there, tears streaming down her face as she whispered my name. I was back, but I was not the same. I had seen what lay beyond, and now I had to share it. As I recovered, I began speaking about what I had seen. At first, only to my family, then to friends, neighbors, and strangers drawn to my story. And something amazing happened. People listened. Some wept, others sat in stunned silence. I saw hope awaken in their eyes. I realized this message was changing lives. People felt the truth in it, and it spread. Soon, my story was reaching beyond my small town, touching hearts across the country. I received letters from people who had found faith again, people who had decided to change their lives after hearing my testimony. I knew now, this was my purpose. I had been sent back for a reason, and I would not stop until the world had heard this message. My life would never be the same again. Everywhere I went, I saw the power of this truth transforming people. Families healed, divisions mended, lost souls found hope again. I realized something beautiful. This experience was not just mine anymore. It belonged to everyone who had heard it, because each person awakened would awaken another. This was how the world would change, not through fear, but through light, through faith, through love. And so I continue. Each day, I share this message, because I know the light always wins. This is just the beginning. If this story has touched you, don't let it end here. Click on the next video on your screen. What you'll discover could change your life forever. And before you go, leave a comment below. Write Amen if you're ready to receive blessings and guidance in your life. May God's light always be with you. And I'll see you in the next video.